Hello everyone. Today I would like to teach you how to improve your speaking by making how-to videos. So I will read, the lesson from VOA Learning English. Yes. And now please pay much attention and listen to my reading and read it together. Have you ever learned to do something with the help of an internet search? The answer is likely yes. In fact, you probably learn many things by watching how-to videos. How-to videos show people how to do or make something. They can cover nearly any subject from simple things like how to make an origami animal to more complex things like replacing car parts. On today's education tip, we will give you tips for making your own example. How to video. You do not need to show it to anyone or put it on the internet. Instead, the goal is to use the video to observe your own English speaking skills. Why how to video? You may be wondering how such videos can improve your English. Recording yourself, whether on video or audio, is an effective method of self-study. This is especially true if you cannot find someone to practice speaking with. When you record yourself, it helps you identify what you are good at in English and which area need improvement. As you continue the method of speaking on a recording, you can make the changes you want. How to video give you the chance to do several things at once. You will talk about subject you already enjoy while giving step-by-step instruction, which gives you a chance to use a few grammatical forms. You also get a chance to learn and use words related to your chosen subject. Now, let's go through a step for preparing to make your video. Choose a subject. The first step is to choose a subject that will work well for a short video and set a goal of not going over 6 or 7 minutes for video length. Ideally, a subject will be something that is visually appealing and can be divided into steps. Keep this in mind as you think about subject. Is the artist that you are great at making? Can you build or fix something? And do you have an artistic ability, such as drawing, playing music, or dancing? Any of these can be the subject of your video. Even something as simple as how to fold a fitted sheet can be a great subject. You can take a look at this video together.
Hi, I'm Ashley from Bed Bath & Beyond, and today we're going to learn how to fold a fitted sheet. Quick tip before we start, it works best with a sheet fresh out the dryer or one with less wrinkles. To start, you want to take the long end of your sheet and put both your hands in the corner so that the top is facing inside out and that seams are out. At the bottom, the sheet should be right side up so the top of the sheet is facing out. The next step is put your hands together like you're going to clap. Take one corner over the other corner. Now you're going to take your right hand, slide it in, freeing my left hand. So you can slide it down the elastic, finding the next two corners. By this time, your sheet is basically folded in half, as you can see. Okay, so all you have to do from here is simply repeat the first step. Put your hands together like you're going to clap, throwing one corner over the other. Now, all the elastic is perfectly lined up. At this point, you need to lay the sheet down on the surface. Now, a helpful tip, which lets you know you've done this correctly, is your elastic should pretty much be making this L shape. And your fitted sheet will be in the shape of a square as well. So from here, you want to take this fluffy side fold it in a third of the way, keeping it nice, neat. Take your other side, fold it in over that. So now you can see that your sheet is a rectangle. And from here you can do a half, a quarter, whatever you prefer. I'm gonna fold it in here once, in here, and then over top. And there you have a folded fitted sheet.
Okay, that's all for this video. Now we continue to our point. Second one is about gather information. After choosing a subject, it is time to prepare by gathering information. First, make a list of the steps you think are important in making or doing the thing you have chosen. You might not know the English word for some of the things you are describing. For those, you can write the words in your own language and then take time to find and practice saying them in English. Another great way to do this thing is to watch a few how-to videos on your subject in English. Websites such as YouTube.com, Howcast.com, right, and cover almost every subject you can think of. And YouTube permits you to slow the speed of the video. We can help you understand English that may be spoken too quickly. And the third one, aim for simple instruction. For our third step, aim for simple instruction means how to video are meant to make instruction easy and clear. Taking notes can help organize your step and decide which to include. Think about which one to show visually and which only need to be described. For example, if a step is to heat water, pause the video if there is a long waiting period. Some of the videos use special video software to cut parts, put words on the computer screen, or do other things. However, your main goal to speak fluently without worrying about mistakes. So avoid such software for now. Don't worry about mistakes while you are speaking. Don't care about grammar, right? Please try to speak. So when you speak a lot, you practice a lot, you will be able to correct yourself, correct your mistake, and someone will correct you. The guy who speak the language that you are learning, like English. And number 4 introduce your subject. Finally, the last step is to record your video. A great way to introduce it is to say your name and then say what you are going to show. You can even include a sentence or two about why your skill is good to learn. Or if you are preparing food, you might tell how the dish got its name, then say what supplier needed. For example, how this might sound, and to read additional tips, you can visit the website Learning English voenu.com. Okay, and key tip for instruction. How the video use sequence word when giving instructions. Some use words like first, next, then finally to study order of each step. Others say step 1, step 2, or step 3, or the first step, second step, and so on. Do whichever feel more natural. This video on how to cook lobster tail make the order of step clear. So now I want you to take a look at this video together. How to cook lobster tails.
How to cook lobster tails. This simple method for grilling lobster tails brings out the natural sweetness of the meat. You will need 2 lobster tails, a knife, a cutting board, 2 tablespoons olive oil, a grill, a sauté pan, a range top oven, 1/2 stick of butter, 2 cloves of crushed garlic, 2 cups of water, a spoon, and a small bunch of fresh parsley. Step 1. Lay the tails underside up and insert the tip of your knife near the end of the tail. Push the blade of the knife downward, through the center of the tails, through the meat, and through the shell. Step 2. Remove the meat from the shells with your hands until it is only attached to the shell by the end. Step 3. Cover the tails with oil and let them marinate in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. Step 4. Place the tails on the grill and sear them for a minute on each side. Expose as much of the meat as you can to the heat of the grill by spreading it out. Step 5. Heat the butter and garlic in a sauté pan over medium heat. When the butter melts, add 1/4 cup of the water. Step 6. Tilt the pan so the butter stays on one side of the pan. Place the tails on the other side and use a spoon to spread the butter on the tails. Keep the butter over the heat because the butter is what will be cooking the lobster at this point. Step 7. Add parsley and the rest of the water and continue spooning on the butter. Check to see if the tails are done by poking the meat. If it has some elasticity, then you're ready to serve and eat. Did you know early European settlers of New England looked upon lobsters as dirty and only fit for prisoners and charity cases?
Okay, after watching this video that show you guys about tip for giving instruction. Okay, continue our lesson, and instruction also usually given in command. In English, the command from leave the subject out of the sentence. Instead, it begins with a verb and uses the shortest verb form with no s ending. For example, then fold the sheet in half. Begin with the verb fold. You can fix example in the lobster. Tell video in this one, swimming on a button. Now how to video use the going to future verb form, or the use a mix of the going to future and command forms. The video about belly dancing uses both forms. And note that some video use wording like you need to or you want to tell people what step to do next. For example, then you want to take the side of the sheet and fold it in. Do not prepare too much. One small pieces of advice: avoid preparing too much. Remembering that you will not be reading note from paper or computer screen while recording. Try to speak freely without thinking about making mistake. After your first recording, spend some time reviewing for things like grammar, vocabulary, fluency. Take notes on what you did well and take note on a few errors so that you can improve in your second recording. And don't forget to have fun. Okay, after learning and listening to some tips for improving your speaking, we will study about some word in this article. The word in the story include like origami. Origami is the original word from Japan, meaning the Japanese art of folding paper into shape that look like birds, animal, and other things. Tip in a piece of advice, useful information like tip for speaking English, tip for learning English. And audio is an attachment of or relating to the sound that is heard on a recording or broadcast. And the word fold means to bend one part of something over or again another part. Fitted sheet means a piece of bedding cloth that has 4 corners and sometimes 2 or 4 sides, fitted with elastic. Introduce means to mention or refer to something for the first time. Alright, that's all for this video and this lesson. I hope you guys can enjoy learning it, and don't forget to subscribe my video or my channel or YouTube channel, and I will have more video for you to learn new lesson from English. Thank you very much and goodbye.